Hey guys, Dylan the Head here with another Dauntless video. So this one is more intended to be what is Dauntless. Obviously it's a free-to-play game. It'll be out on Xbox, PC, PlayStation 4, and also eventually it'll be out on Switch, and it sounds like even mobile devices. So that should be pretty interesting, and as far as I understand, all the progress will carry over. And then what's really interesting about it also is there's going to be crossplay, which is a fantastic feature to have into any game, especially nowadays. So how they're going to do that is, it looks like they're using the Epic Game Store, and how Epic has kind of negotiated that Fortnite would be able to have the crossplay between Xbox and PlayStation 4, etc. It seems like they're trying to do that the same way with Dauntless itself, which is actually really quite exciting. But ultimately, as you can see here, Dauntless is a hunting monster kind of game. So it's all about having weapon, having armor, and then trying to go out and find this monster in the field, ultimately chopping off pieces until it eventually dies. Obviously you don't have to chop any pieces off, it's just that's the better way to do it. You're going to get more parts, and more parts means better armor, better weapons, and better features. So in the game specifically, there's a headpiece, chest piece, gloves, boots, and there's also a lantern. So the lantern gives you special abilities, and each one kind of is based a little bit off of each creature. So it's actually pretty interesting. It's pretty nice. Like the beginner one, I believe, gives you like 50 armor and helps you track the beast. So if you don't know where to find it, great option is to use your lantern and kind of keep progressing from there. But ultimately, what is Dauntless? Dauntless is a hunting free game. It's a free game about hunting monsters. And I'm currently showing some solo content, but you can actually hunt with 3 other slayers, and you can track down these behemoths and cause a lot of havoc and a lot of fun. And honestly, I think it's going to be a great game, and I think the fact that it has the crossplay is going to actually cause it to rival similar games such as Monster Hunter World. Just because of the fact that Monster Hunter World, while it's great, it has no crossplay, so it really causes a big divide in the community. And someone like myself, who I used to Twitch stream a lot of Monster Hunter World, I found that that was a huge disadvantage. The amount of times that I ended up losing potential community members and the likes because of the fact that I didn't have the right game console was kind of groundbreaking. So I would love to see Dauntless be able to kind of make its way into Twitch and to make its way in YouTube, because honestly, I think I don't know if it's going to go so far as like the next Fortnite or anything, but I think really like it's going to be a unifying factor of being able to have everyone in the same game irregardless of system. But as you can see right now, there's also some more intricacies in the combat in the game. Right now the beast is starting to suffer a stagger effect, and if I were to continue to keep hitting it in the face, the beast will eventually get knocked over, which I believe happens very soon. So I like the fact that there's status ailments. There's actually 6 different types of weapons you can utilize. There's obviously, as featured here, the sword. There's also an axe, chain blades, hammer, Austrian repeaters, and the war pike. So the biggest ones that are really different is the hammer, the Austrian repeaters, and the war pike. The hammer provides a lot more stagger effect, so they're going to want to focus the heads, try to break the horns if there are any, and really try to knock out the beast. The war pike provides basically a critical location. The more they keep damaging a specific part, that part then becomes susceptible to wounding, which allows all the other weapon types that provide slashing, aka the axe, the sword, the chain blades, and I believe even the repeaters, to do better damage within that wounded location. And then the repeaters, while it is still basically a slashing type and it doesn't provide anything too unique, it is basically a long-range weapon, so it allows for slayers to kind of stay in the background and continue to keep fighting without having to get into the thick of things. But the other nice thing about this is each behemoth has a different type. Like as we see here, this one is a ice type, whereas the last one we were fighting was a fire elemental, which is actually what the sword was made from. So there is some advantages in using a fire weapon against an ice beast, and there's some advantages using ice against a fire beast. Now we're looking at the Shrike, which is actually a neutral beast, so it doesn't really have much stats effects either way, but it just provides a lot of speed. This is a very fast monster, or a behemoth, and trying to run it down and fight it is a whole huge endeavor. That was actually probably one of the hardest fights I've had so far. I am still kind of early in the game, so I'm sure there'll be harder things, but the Shrike was a huge earth-shattering moment for me. I didn't feel as big and as on top as I used to feel before I fought the Shrike. But what's also interesting is there's specific hunts, like you can choose which kind of creature you want to fight, but if you want a little bit of variety, or you're just looking to grind out some materials and whatnot, you can go on a patrol, which allows you to just get one of the random creatures. You just choose the type, so you can choose like a neutral patrol, a fire elemental patrol, an ice elemental patrol, or anything of that nature, which really allows you to kind of get a different variety and lets you, you know, if you're not sure what you're in the mood to hunt for, or you're not really needing to grind any one specific creature, this is a great option, and it really lets you kind of meet new people that you might not normally get to hunt. You know, there's always that one guy that's hunting Shrike left and right because he wants the full gear and the full weapon set. And then there's others that are just, they don't really care what they're going for. They're just looking for some fun, looking for a hunt. And I think that's a fantastic feature to have in hunting games such as this. And then there's obviously different types of behemoths. I think ultimately there's 17 different types of behemoths, so that keeps it really kind of fresh, really diverse. And even though there are some that kind of have the same body class, there is very unique movesets, which really helps keep the game very diverse. And honestly, even a lesser beast is still completely different than the greater versions of the same beast. So regardless though, I hope you guys enjoy. I really would like to see you play some Dauntless, and if you'd like to hang out and interact, you're more than welcome to follow me on Twitch, or, you know, subscribe here, provide a like, provide a comment, and most importantly, take care, guys.